Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Venitia and this is your timeless reading. So if you are new to this channel, welcome, and if you're back, I'm glad you're back. So let's see what is the topic of the day. So these readings are timeless, meant to find you whenever you are ready to hear its message. Be your own leader of discernment. So if something doesn't resonate 100%, well, that is absolutely okay. So we've got jumping cards today, so let's see. Okay, what flew out? We've got pleasure, which means sometimes, well, third party. We've got stealing, and yeah, that is pretty clear. Okay, and sadness. Someone has been straying, someone has been stealing, and as a result, someone is very sad. So let's see about that. Okay, so this is a timeless reading, and gender, okay, can be reversed. Okay, so we've got again third party. Okay, so those three cards flew out. Okay, pleasure, stealing, sadness. Someone was out of a relationship searching for something that he or she already had at home. Okay, so someone's been playing here. Someone's been caught and someone is very sad. Okay, so let's see. Wow. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. So this could be you. Okay, deciding, well, I'm not playing. I'm done with those games. I won't be treated like I am nothing. I am worthy of love. I've got my own business going. I am sitting on my throne and I ain't playing with that. Okay, so you could be sad, but this is saying that you have a sense of pride and self-worth. Okay, and you also have a lot of faith, even if you're sad. Okay, but you just realize, I'm not the wrong in the relationship here. Okay, I gave all that I had to give, all I had to give. So I was loving, I was treating the person with respect. I was disrespected, so now you're going to move on very swiftly. Okay, because you are like, I'm having none of that. So you could have learned that through a message, some gossiping around, but it escalated like very quickly, because as soon as you knew about it, your decision was, I'm going to block you. Okay, you're going to stay out of my energy. I'm going to now take that energy and pour it into my work. Okay, because there are certain things here that you are working on that could bring you, recognition, money, and you are definitely turning around. You invested a lot in that relationship. Okay, you thought that the beginning of it was very promising. Okay, it painted a beautiful picture, but soon enough you realized that this person was not totally trustworthy, was lying, or was already committed to somebody else. I mean, but there is definitely third party. We've got the Three of Cups and we've got pleasure and stealing. So there is something wrong here within the relationship. Okay, so you're taking your power back now, and you want none of their lame excuse. Okay, because they could try to come up with all some kind of excuses or message like you understood things wrong. They want to make it right, and you are stepping here with that wand in front of all the others saying, stay out of my energetic field. Stay out. I don't want to have to deal with you anymore. Okay, you had everything with me. You played, you lost. Deal with the consequences. I'm having none of your lame excuses here. You stay the F out of my energetic field. You are sitting on your throne. You are doing just fine. Okay, you are not playing with their lame excuse. You don't want to play third wheel to anybody. You don't want someone left over. Okay, you just send them back to the clearance rack or something. You just like, okay, good for them, not for me. If it ain't for me, you're not going to convince me that I should take you within my life. Okay, I know what I want. I know my worth. So you're concentrating your energy now here on your focus is clear. Okay, you are having here something that you are working on, and that could bring you, abundance, money. So you're leaving something behind. So you're kind of sad, but you're also very resilient, very strong. And it's not like you are going to seek out within that relationship something that wasn't there in the first place. Okay, we've got the Two of Wands that came out like this, so sideways. Someone was sideways. Someone was not fair with you. Someone's been playing games. Someone was trying to make you see something there that wasn't, okay? Maybe that person understood that you thought they were free, or something. They understood that you didn't get the full picture, okay? And they played with that. And it's like, now that I'm having the full picture of who you are, I'm moving out, and you're leaving that behind, okay? Those 8 of cups full of poison, you are not taking a sip from those cups. You're just like, done. I'm leaving that behind, okay? And I sense that for you, there is another horizon, okay? Life doesn't stop with their lame, act and, what they've been doing. It doesn't stop there. Okay, you are just putting a stop to the relationship. That's a whole different thing. You're just saying, stop, don't step in. I said no, and you're moving out, okay, to something else. Because there was a pretty picture, at the start, 10 of Cups reversed. So it's like you had it all, and you lost it all. Now they realize that they had a Queen of Pentacles, okay? That queen can really bring abundance into someone's life, okay? Because that person is giving, faithful, honest, hardworking, resilient. She has a lot of strength, and she's surrounded with beauty. She's very earthy, She can make things grow, but don't play with her energy. If you do, she's going to send a very straightforward message. I ain't playing that lame game, okay? You're out. Okay, so that 10 of Cups, you're going to have it, but with the right person, okay? So those 10 of Cups here represent the perfect picture, of a relationship that is bountiful, that is full of, fruits. So there's a lot of joy and happiness. And now you do realize that someone sold you a picture. It's like, one of those products that you're buying online. The picture on the box is nice, but once you open the box, there is nothing inside that resembles at the picture. It doesn't look the same. So you're just like, I'm not buying this, okay? And there is no marketing or branding or something that's going to make you convinced. It's like, out, okay? I know that this is a fake picture. Could also be that for some of you, there was a fake profile, okay? Or you found out that someone had a fake profile and was selling an image that wasn't the reality, okay? And you found out, okay? So 3 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. You are now going to another horizon, okay? As I said, it doesn't stop there, okay? You are sad, but it ain't gonna last that long because you know how to focus on the good things. 3 of Wands, Wheel of Fortunes. You know that there are good things out there, okay? And that the world can be beautiful and that the relationship can be fulfilling, okay? Love is not defined by that person who betrayed you. That's just someone who steals, someone who's a liar, but that is all. It's not just for you. You are going to leave that out for someone else to appreciate because 8 of Cups, you're turning your back, you're moving on very swiftly, and, there are good things out there. So, let's see. So you're not going to stay sad so long, okay? As for them, they know they've lost their star, okay? They had it. They had a diamond and they went for a rhinestone, okay? But their choice, their act, their consequences. They will have to deal with that, okay? So someone has been, tempting, and I sense that for some of you, someone has been playing the lady in distress and was trying to steal someone's attention, online. Come help me, and was in there for the money, was trying. So you could have found out that someone you trusted, grounded, and who had it all together, was a fool online and gave money to people who were not very classy, okay? Who were wearing themselves out or playing victim, something along those lines, okay? But they had a star and they chose, the rhinestone. And I'm being generous with saying the rhinestone. So it's like their choice, okay, and they will remain with it. Okay, let's see these two. Okay, well, Hermit and the High Priestess. So you could have been, your intuition was on point. You had a sense that something was going on. You had some clues. You put the clues together and you had the whole picture and you just busted them out. Okay. Now with the Hermit, I sense that those people who could, generally they are maneuvering with a crowd of people or something. They know how to make themselves seen or something, and now they are kind of retreating inside of themselves, wondering, they are reviewing their life choice here. They realize all the wrong things they did. They are playing back the movie and they say, how could I was so stupid, okay? I don't think they will admit it, okay? But you found out. This is a very clever combination, it's like when your intuition is like a radar, you sense people. That person could have lied to you, but you knew right from the bat that there was something wrong in the words they were telling you. Like something was hinting, something was telling you there is something more, something that they don't say, something that they don't, there is something and I'm sensing it. And so the person could have been trying to gaslight you and telling you that you were seeing things or, that didn't exist, that it was all in your mind. But you just knew deep inside that there was something, okay? And once you found out, you said, see, King of Cups in reverse, okay? Someone's been immature, okay? Someone's not grounded emotionally here. There is someone who is not, putting words into action, okay? There is a difference between what he says and what he does, okay? I'm saying he, but, reverse the gender, as this is a general reading, but someone has not been fair, someone's been totally immature, someone's been caught, okay? King of Cups. So, there could have been money involved. And on one hand, you just think they've been such idiots that it's very easy for you now to turn around and say, I can't deal with, you've been so stupid, it's bordering on being ridiculous, you're pathetic, How could you be so stupid? Okay? You're thinking that, well, that person was not thinking with his brain, if you know what I mean. Okay? And yes, you knew right away. And it's just amazing how foolish they were and how far it went. Okay? Ace of Cups. So, this could be the potential for a brand new relationship. It's also healing, okay? You're healing, and we've got the 10 of Pentacles. So this is the energy, again, of a beautiful picture. So it's not like you're going to remain alone, okay? Because there is something, right now you could say, well, listen, I need some time, and that's okay, okay? You're healing. But the 10 of Pentacles, this is legacy, okay? We've got several generations on that card. We've got wealth, we've got abundance. So you're focusing now on the idea of, an abundant relationship where it's not someone's giving and someone is taking, it's give and take. It goes both ways. And this is the kind of energy, Ace of Cups, that you want to nurture now, okay? So this is what you want, and this is what you want to have. And you don't want second best, okay? So you realize that now that this King of Cups, this immature person, okay, who is so easily tempted. For example, online, there could be an addiction to, well, I'm going to say corn because there are some words that I cannot say. So replace the C, as I'm saying corn. Okay, I hope you get it. But that person is kind of addicted to certain things here online. And you're just like, no, okay? Wasted energy, wasted time, possibly waste of money. I want someone I can build a legacy with, okay? Someone who is having true and pure intention, okay? And not someone who is selling illusion, okay? But that person was trying to portray himself into such good-hearted person, with lots of morals and integrity. And it's laughable because of the gap there is between what he was trying to sell and what the reality is, okay? Trying to portray himself as someone who, who's taking care of all the people around him, taking good care of money. And that person was literally spending money, on people who were trashing, warring themselves on the internet, or else, someone who was in there for the money. So this is a very immature person, okay? There is no fool like an old fool, and he behaved like an old fool while pretending that he was someone who could take care of everyone here around. So you found out, okay? And you're not going to let that illusion be, the field of your reality. It's like, I'm going to, take that out. I'm going to choose better because I deserve better. Okay? So Page of Swords in reverse. So yeah, there could have been some messaging. That person could try to message you. That person could try to tell you that you're at fault. Okay? Because that person possibly is lying, even though all the clues are there. So that person could really be lying through and through. Okay? Yeah, Page of Wands. It's like, look at the face. Hey, hello. I saw what you did. The person is like, I didn't do anything. This character is saying, hello, I've seen you. The clues are there. Don't be foolish. You ain't gonna fool me. Okay, these are too many cards, so let's see. Yeah, Queen of Wands, Six of Cups. Well, that's way too many cards. But the Chariot, this could mean, yeah, you just went off the rail here, okay? Let's see. They have to pop up again. So Three of Swords. So that person is very sorry, okay? Again, we have a 3, which could be the sign of a third party. So this person has been seeking something out, and, whatever he or she had in mind with that person, possibly online, he realized that he's been had as well, because there was nothing serious, okay? He lost it all for something stupid, okay? And Three of Swords, yeah, there is sadness, there is grieving, because that person could say, oh, I'm so sorry and everything, but that person now is dealing with, a karmic, blow here. The consequences, sleepless night, despair, realizing how fool they have been. It's not like they can find their peace of mind, because they have been had as well, okay? Because if they were lying, they've been lied to as well. So they've lost everything for a lie, because whatever they try to convince themselves that this third-party relationship was, it's anyway something worthless, and now they do realize it, and they are, at lost. All of that, and for nothing, because it's not like they have something to rely on. They cannot step back on that person. They've got nothing to hold on to. So down the drain. And Four of Swords, you're very defensive here, okay? Okay? You don't want them back into your life. You're just like, deal with what you do. Meditate on what you did, okay? I don't want to keep you in my life because you're just like a headache. And, I don't want to keep, I've got my head well placed on my shoulder, I know that this source of pain I don't want to keep in my life. But that person right now is going through hell for what he or she did, okay? So there could have been, that person usually is very good at communicating, entering in the room and maneuvering through a crowd and talking to people, showing a very good side, being all smiles and things. And right now it's like they are retreating, having a strong headache and just being tired, exhausted, dealing with the consequences, So for both of you, for all the parties involved, this is a new perspective on things, okay? But you have your vision back, okay? And you're like, you're not an upgrade in my life. I don't consider you as a blessing, but more like a headache, so out, So, yeah. 5 of Pentacles. So, your energy for them, it completely dried out, okay? So, they do realize that. You're now the queen of ice with them. So, if they are trying to convince you, your reaction is like, it will be freezing in hell before I get back to you. And your energy is like very cold, very dry for them, okay? And you're like, I don't have any time for that. And if they was involved with someone online and they lost money, they are never going to get that money back because they have been scammed, okay? So we've got Temperance and Ten of Wands. So you just, grew up so tired of that relationship, okay? You are healing. This is, a dark cycle coming to an end. There are other things that you are working on and that are taking so much of your time. So you could have felt a little bit drained, okay? Because this took a lot of your energy. It's a mind shift that you are having, but you are heading towards your goal here. That image of perfection that you have, that house, that possibly could be a relocation of some sort, but you are changing your mindset here. And doing so, you are healing with Temperance, okay? So you're not going to stay in that despair for a long time, okay? So, as I said, you've got a new perspective on things. You changed your mindset, and it's true that you sacrificed a lot for them, but now you are literally extracting yourself from them, okay? And that cup, you're going to share it with someone where it's real give and take, okay? So, and Queen of Swords, you just cut, okay? You no longer have access. Queen of Ice, as I said, okay? But this is not to say that you are cold with everyone. It's just with them. It's like, no thanks, but no thanks. And all my love, I'll be saving all my love for someone who is respectful of what I give and I shall receive in return, okay? Page of Cups and Six of Pentacles, you are going to share with someone who is worthy, okay? Okay, communication, someone had a bad attitude, so it's down the trash, okay? Someone's not been treating you right, someone took your love, and it was like not treated with respect. So that person now is wasted time, okay? So down the clearance rack or the trash. Okay. So someone's feeling very sorry, okay? You could find out that this person has been doing that already, not being faithful. It's like they have a path of broken heart, okay? You're taking some distance within that person. You're leaving that behind because you understand that if you stay with them, you only have your heart broken and broken again. So moving on, okay? Not staying in that energy. Okay. And we've got, yeah, you're going to receive your rewards, okay? You're going to receive a sign. So of course you could be sad right now, but it's like the universe is saying you dodged a bullet because there is something more, there is someone better for you out there. And it's like the universe is going to bring you that person like a blessing, okay? And that person is going to recognize, like we had the Page of Cups and the Six of Pentacles, that person is going to recognize that you bring something to the relationship and is going to treat you like a queen, which is not the case with that other person who was treating you, like you were not worthy, okay? That person played you, so you don't want to play anymore with them, okay? So the universe is saying, you dodged the bullet, okay? There is someone so valuable that we are going to put on your path, and that is going to be a fruitful relationship, okay? Okay. As I said, this person, okay, it will be freezing in hell, okay, before you go back. So that person now is going to be alone, okay, dealing with the consequences of what they had done, okay? So they will have, a long, hard look at what they have done, okay? Because now they are left facing their shadow side, okay? So don't worry, okay? There is a brand new birth for you, okay? There is something very wise here, okay? The universe is going to bring you a brand new cycle in your life, much more valuable, okay? There is something very worthy, a person that is very worthy that is coming your way. Okay, kind of funny. Okay, now what you're going to do is to call the circus that's coming in town saying, hey, I got a brand new clown, my ex, okay? Take my ex, brand new clown, okay? the best clown that ever was. And I'm saying bye to that clown. Circus got a brand new clown. Okay, so don't feel sorry for that fool. Okay, move on. There is someone very good for you, very valuable, you know, with great integrity. Okay, so those skies are going to clear up, and the sky, you know, the sun is going to shine again. So please consider sharing, liking, subscribing, and thank you for the likes on the channel. Much love and take care. Bye for now.